I'm holding this thing, and I hate it. I hate his friggin' guts. I hope it dies. It's an abomination that should never have been made, and the fact I'm even holding it makes me feel dirty.
Hello, freaks, geeks, nerds, basement dwellers, and degenerates, and random weirdos online. Welcome to the Nerd Zone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. So I figured it would be fun to explore Shad's secret love of the Mek'leth. Well, I think it's well known that he hates the Mek'leth, but that's just what he says in public, because behind closed doors, the guy loves the Mek'leth. And I mean, he's made videos about it on multiple occasions, and he even made a video where he tried to improve it, creating, I don't know what he's holding down there in the corner, a Shadleth, I guess you could call it. You have the Mek'leth, you have the Mek'leth, you have the Kur'leth, and what he's holding is the Shadleth. I think the Star Trek IP should include the Shadleth in one of their episodes. That would be funny as hell. Shadleths. Anyway, so clearly the guy hates this weapon, but we are now gonna take 3 minutes or thereabouts taking a look at Shad and his mate discussing the orc weapon used by the Uruk'hai, the Uruk'hai Cleaver, and what they think about that weapon and various features found on it. And then we will see if we can find another weapon that incorporates those features. Very interesting. Dun dun dun. I wonder what I'm talking about. Let's head on over to Shad, taking a look at the Uruk'hai Cleaver.
The design fits the Uruk'hai perfectly, but at the same time, this is a viciously effective design in terms of utility.
Right, so keep this in mind.
As a it's very similar to like a machete. We've got one over there. So as a utility weapon of like chopping down trees to get the forges lit, all that sort of stuff. Even this armor penetrating pick here,
I love that.
which also can literally just rip people off horses.
Yeah, it's a hooking tool.
It's really, really good, right?
So
the only issue that I have with it is it doesn't have like a dedicated thrusting point.
Oh.
Now, you can, in the same sort of fashion, like an axe, you can thrust with that, but it's not the same as what I'm talking about, like a dedicated thrusting point to get through armor, right?
But do you need it with that vicious spike?
Well, the problem I have is that it's not that much work to do it. Like, there's no additional work here to just have a spike like this.
And,
it does nothing. It's so easy.
There are historical falchions that literally did that, where they had such a heavy, chopping focus here that they just added a spike onto the tip.
Because to the heavy chopping
thrusting,
weapon.
Why not? You have the material. It's very easy to do.
Why not?
The reason why we have the machete here is obviously because it is a very comparable weapon, very similar. But even this machete here has somewhat of a point. It's not very good, but you could thrust.
Not a good point, but you can thrust.
Then we come to the hand protection. It doesn't have a guard, obviously.
No guard.
But this is contextual.
They have
a shield.
shields.
But they mentioned later on in the same video
that definitely makes up for it.
It really does.
And it does have the choil kind of thing here to stop your hand slipping onto it. So at the very least, I think that is
not slipping. Really
like for the philosophy of the Uruk'hai, this makes so much sense. They're just hacking something heavy, something brutal, something strong that will do a lot of damage.
Okay,
and
so brutal warriors.
Cost very cheap and easy to make. And this spike,
for brutal warriors.
You would have a higher penetration because of the leverage, power you generate from there from thrusting. That's why I say, because you have this makes up for a lot of missing that point. With that, this is vicious. It's a bit
vicious.
Yes, but there's movements where it's harder to wind up for a hit.
Whereas
if you just have a point, it's
that sort of thing. Would orcs really fight like that? They're not finesse fight. Even after you get this right, once you get that thing, that's going to hurt like hell. But then you got
small
this.
Hook
that's
vicious.
That is, and look, even in rolling, it doesn't want to come out. Coming closer, this is interesting because this is now hooking under the skin. It's hooking under the skin as he rolls. That's nasty as hell. Look at this. Look at this. Right? This is an actual hook. As a fantasy design, this is top tier.
I don't even fantasy, just as a design.
That's what I mean. That's why it's so good. Like
really
as a functional design
the
in
design
fantasy, this is one of the more functional fantasy swords for what it is. I would give this like an 8, 9 out of 10 fantasy design.
Chopping,
the only issue I have is just no dedicated thrusting point.
Yeah.
No dedicated thrusting point is an issue according to Tyrant. So keep all of this in mind. So just to repeat, they love the forward curving weapon, heavy chopping weapon with the spike, with the point. They love it, and they can hook it in, make a lot of damage, and drag a person around. They really love it, right? Remember this. And the issue with the Uruk'hai weapon, the weapon they love, is that, lack of hand protection. But you do have this design feature that so you don't slip with your hands up onto the edge. That's really good. But it's an issue that it doesn't have hand protection. And Tyrant is actually a fan of the Mek'leth, unlike Shad. But take a look what Tyrant does here. He does it on a couple of occasions throughout the their video. I'm gonna see if I can remember putting the link in there. But he consistently goes to half sorting when he's addressing the need for the point, going in close with an opponent like this, right? So keep all of this in mind. And here you have Tyrant. He has made a real-life Mek'leth, steel, sharp, comes in at, I think he says 2.2 kilos, roughly double this, the weight of a usual sword. So not the crazy 5 kilos they tell us in Deep Space Nine, but it's a reasonable weight at 2.2 kilos. And I mean, Shad is not impressed because he hates it. But what is this weapon? It has a forward hook that they loved, or that he loved with the Uruk'hai weapon. It has the point that can be used for thrusts that they both thought the Uruk'hai weapon lacked. You can't slip with your hands up and down. You can't touch the edges with your hand. You have hand guards all over the place. And it's designed to be used with half sorting in mind. And when you get in real close, you have weapons on the back end, edges and points on the back end, so you can quickly switch around even if you're in grappling with an opponent. So even if you're trying to engage with this end and the opponent blocks you, you can quickly switch to an attack with these 2 points. The double points gives you options in finding gaps in the armor of the enemy. If you grab as we saw sellsword arts prove to us when they sparred, if you go into grappling and lock down the opponent and you grab the Mek'leth by the upper handle, you can then use either of these 2 points as daggers essentially, and pressing them in to the weak spots of the armor and stuff like that. So it incorporates everything that they want the Uruk'hai weapon to have, and he still hates the design. It's fantastic. He really should be loving this weapon because it has everything that he said was awesome with the Uruk'hai weapon, and includes features that they want the Uruk'hai weapon to have. The point that can thrust, hand guard. You can't slip with the hands onto the edges. You got awesome protection. You have the hook that can really do damage and everything. Yet he hates it. I think it's fascinating. I mean, they even have the same crappy handles with just leather wraps around the metal, for crying out loud. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, say you remove this part, the back end, and then you have a massive cleaver, just like the Uruk'hai weapon, with the point that can thrust. And this weapon has additional spikes on the end, so you can really go in up close and grapple with opponents while you're half swording and going after weak spots in the opponent's armor. I just think it's funny. I mean, it's okay if you don't like the Mek'leth, that's just fine. But when I saw them reviewing the Uruk'Hai weapon, I was like, hang on, how can they love those features of the Uruk'Hai weapon and complain about certain aspects that the Uruk'Hai weapon is lacking when you have this here that includes everything that they love with the Uruk'Hai Cleaver and also has all the things they think the Uruk'Hai Cleaver lacks. Now Tyrant, he is a fan of the Mek'leth, but I mean Shad, come on. He has a secret crush on the Mek'leth. He needs to come out of the Trekkie closet and admit that he is a big fan of the Mek'leth. Yes, I'll highlight a bit what I've been talking about. Here you have sellsword arts, like we said, holding it at the top grip, and you can actually, at that point, manipulate the points like daggers and trying to aim and push into weak spots when you're up close and grappling. I mean, really, if you're on the ground or standing or whatever, when you have one arm free to hold down the enemy, and then you can just hold on to the Mek'leth at the top grip and use the points like daggers at that point and just put your weight into that push and getting those points into the target. And also here you're gonna see Tyrant talking with Shad. Shad is skeptical as hell, but I mean, take a look. If you're using it properly, you actually have a point you can use, and you can utilize the Mek'leth much like a how you would use a assault rifle with bayonets. If you use modern bayonet techniques, close combat fighting with your assault rifle, and apply that to the Mek'leth, you can utilize the Mek'leth very effectively with the bayonet thrust, like we see here, and then you switch over to buttstock strikes. Then you have these 2 points, and magazine strikes can be used with the longer edge right here. So modern bayonet techniques can be applied to the Mek'leth. And I mean, if you're armored, like sellsword arts realized, if you're armored and you have the Mek'leth, what the hell is the other enemy gonna do? Then the specialized half-swording weapon like the Mek'leth has extreme advantages. So no, I mean, I am certain of it that Shad has a secret love of the Mek'leth. He just adores it behind locked doors. And that's it. Agree or disagree, leave a comment down below. It's going to be fun to see what people have, what people's thoughts are on this subject. So yeah, leave a comment, and I will more than likely respond. And well, that's it. Hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye.